Talk about John Klingberg as well, and a new guy to the team. 3 games in, thrown into the deep end a little bit against Toronto with Matthias Ekholm being out, but what have you seen from him in this sample size?
Well, I mean, I turn it to you guys too, because, we kind of said when we talked about it, if this works, it's cheap. I didn't love it, but I'm like, if you're not really risking anything, and if it works, it works. And, he's kind of done what he's had to do. And like you said, he's been thrown in the deep water, and, to come in after not playing all year and play, I think he's averaging like between 17 to 18 a night. And that's pretty difficult for a D-man to come in, especially a guy that's a puck mover that has to make good breakout passes, that has to drive offense. Like, that's tough to do, because that's the hardest part of your game when you're coming back from, in training camp at the start of the season, let alone off an injury. That's the hardest thing to kind of get dialed in, is your first pass, because it takes a lot of balls to make those plays and go back and get pucks, and your timing's off. But I mean, I've liked what I've seen from him so far. I think, again, a pain-free John Klingberg, like you said, I'll take any day, because just he's so fluid. He can move the puck, and we talk about depth up front, but they've now kind of put together this, they have an extra 3-4 guys on the back end that can play, that have proven they can play and kind of play some minutes on this back end. So it probably makes the, Bowman and the brain trust there be a little bit more confident with what they have going to the playoffs, especially if John keeps it up and he stays pain-free.
I'm it's only been a few games, but I'm seeing the trajectory there. Like, obviously, we don't watch Dallas night in and night out when he played for the Stars, but when you did see him, like, he was I always used to confuse him and Miro Heiskanen all the time when watching the game. And I know they're two slightly different players, but like that high skill level, and you see little snippets of it, and we've seen it since he's been an Oiler. So I'm still like high on Klingberg. And that's just a statement.
I am too, but if I'm them, I've said this before, a dream scenario is that he is your 7 on night 1 of the playoffs. And you sit there and go, if someone gets hurt, we got a really damn good 7. But I don't know if I trust him to play top 4 minutes in the playoffs.
We have so much time.
Yeah, that's it. Once it gets real physical, I'm interested to see. But, he's played in the playoffs. He's been on good teams. He could do it. I think, and I think they're a lot more comfortable with it, the way Nursey's playing and the way Nursey's been, where, they're like, hey, this could be a good fit and a good marriage. And it gives Nursey a little bit of responsibility, and also gives Nursey a guy that when he moves the puck to him, he could break the puck out clean. And I think that's good for Nursey, because he does like to get up the ice at times. And when when I played with guys that can make a good first pass, like you could cheat. And I think it's something that could be good going forward in the playoffs. But yeah, I'd love him as my 7. But listen, if his trajectory keeps going up and he keeps getting more comfortable and he keeps making more plays and he starts, producing at a high level, I mean, I think it's a win-win for Edmonton right now, because at worst case, he's your 7 and somebody gets hurt, you have a guy that's got experience, that's played, and he's going to be healthy, because if he's a 7, he's not going to be playing as much, so his hip's going to be good, and he can just kind of be ready and just jump in when he needs to.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis, everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation, and you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.